The season has come to an end for the Carolina Panthers after a 44-38 victory in overtime over the Atlanta Falcons. And my gosh, did that win feel good? Now, as a Panthers fan, usually you think about New Orleans, you think about Tampa Bay, but really the Atlanta Falcons are our rival. When you think about how close we are into proximity, how pretty even we've been in, the Cam Newton years with Matt Ryan and that back and forth and Julio Jones. Man, did this win feel good. And coming into this game, a lot of folks were like, oh, I don't really care about winning. We shouldn't win because of our draft positioning, this, that, and the other. Coming into this, the Panthers were sitting at sixth. They win the game and they go drop down to eighth. So they move back two spots. I am not that concerned considering everyone that's in front of them that either is going to have a new coach, potentially new GM, and or need a quarterback. So for me, I'm happy. And this win did so much for this organization. And I know you think, wow, you get to 5 wins. Dave Canales ties Matt Rule for 5 wins in a season. So be it, in his first season, I should say. What does this really mean? And I got to tell you, you can hear from all the post game locker interviews, you can hear it from today, the exit interviews, how excited people are in the building right now. The players, the guys that are free agents that want to come back. There's a lot to unpack, and today we're giving you a light version of all this news. I did not get to record last night. Difficult, a lot of things going on. Finally able to catch up. We will be back with a live episode. This is more of a jam-packed, quick update on my initial thoughts of everything that we've heard. One, record performing game from Bryce Young. He is the first quarterback in Panthers history to throw for 3 touchdowns and rush for 2 touchdowns. He had a 5 touchdown game with 0 turnovers. His ability to get it done with his legs, avoid pressure, move up in the pocket, move around in the pocket, it was remarkable. And to think about where he was a few weeks ago compared to where he is right now, I don't even think the biggest Bryce Young fans could have predicted this ascension, that he would be able to do what he's doing. As Panthers fans, you got to be excited. Before we came into this, there was an article reported by David Newton that there was some uncertainty around Bryce Young. I immediately shot that down. You all saw the video, or hope you did, tuned into the live episode. Now, I said, this is BS, man. Dave Canales has come around. We can all acknowledge that, yes, it was bumpy in the beginning, but we heard yesterday after the game and today in the exit interview that Bryce Young is the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers going into this season. He's earned it. A lot of high praise from Canales. That means a lot. And I'm sure there's going to be people out there that are going to try to say, well, he did say he was going to be the starter and then he turned away from him. That's different. Now, some tidbit of information that we're gathering, and I got to listen to the exit interview from Canales. I have not had a chance to go in depth. He did say he would like to have Andy Dalton back. So maybe if you're a conspiracy theorist, that throws something in your cap. We know we're going to need a backup quarterback. Who's that going to be? We'll figure it out. But the game from Bryce Young, 25 of 34, 251 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, like we said. How about Jalen Coker getting in the box score passing? 1 for 1, 19 yards. Miles Sanders got the game ball. He deserved it. This was a really big game for him. TBD if this is the last game for Miles Sanders in a Panthers uniform. It is very possible. I think he knows that. He went out with a bang. 66 yards rushing, 17 carries, 1 touchdown. And then on the receiving end, 3 receptions for 50 yards and a touchdown. I mean, this guy, he's been through a lot. He's admitted it. It's been a rough 2 years, not just a rough year. It's been a rough 2 years for this guy. But also, hey, it was a trio of running backs. Raheem Blackshear, 4 carries, 47 yards. Bryce Young, like we said, 5 for 24. And Mike Boone also getting involved. We saw a lot of good things from Michael Penix, a lot of bad things from the defense. This is now top 5 defense and rushing yards allowed in a single season. We are the #1 defense in points allowed in a single season. Penix was playing against our backups. Bryce Young was playing against starters. And on backups, I mean just because of depth on the team. Penix looks good. I do think he's going to have a bright spot there in Atlanta, but I think Bryce Young definitely performed much better when you stack them up. Went toe to toe for the longest time. It felt like the Panthers and we weren't going to see a punt. at all. But speaking of the defense, as we close out this very short episode, again, we'll be back with way more content. We got to talk about Ejiro Evero. That was the biggest question for today as I record this. We got news that Ejiro Evero is going to be coming back. Canales did confirm this, and I know some fans probably feel some type of way. I'm going to let you digest it, and I will give my full opinion on this at a later date. But I will say, even though he's coming back, I think there's a possibility he could still get a head coaching job. Now, odds are probably slim considering the performance and the stats that we just mentioned, but he's gone through interviews. He's been brought up numerous times. And again, it wasn't the best season for him, but there could be a team out there. New Orleans Saints, possibly a good fit. Nobody expected this to happen. They could end up coming after him. We'll see. Anyways, folks, this is your very short update. We will be back to talk about way more stuff with the Carolina Panthers. As always, this is Carolina Dad. Y'all have a good one.